just reflecting now, a little bit later, do you know what I mean? Obviously important, but an impressive performance as well.
Yeah, it was. I thought the first 15-20 minutes we were a little bit slow out of the blocks. That's been the case a number of times this year, but I thought once we made some changes and English and Wilson and those guys came on, I thought they turned the momentum for us, and thankfully we were good enough to go on with it. We scored some nice tries in the second half, and the longer that game went on, the more we looked like the team that we know we can be. So it's important. We use that as a bit of a springing step to finish off the season well.
You'd thrown down the gauntlet in the week before, saying, look, these are desperate times. So how pleased were you to know that the players can respond when they don't require?
Yeah, look, it was very pleasing, and I said to the group last week, if we don't find something this week, we've got some major issues. There's a lot on the line, and like I said, I thought we did start great, but I thought we did a lot of things right. From the 20th minute onwards, and it was pleasing that we found a little bit of confidence, a little bit of rhythm, both from a defensive point of view and when we had the ball. So, like I said, we looked more like a team that we know we can be, and that was pleasing.
The one downside, Brian stretched it off. What's the situation there?
Yeah, look, OB will be fine. Like he failed his first couple of steps in his return to play, so he just ran out of time this week to get that right. So he'll have this week off, but I'll be very surprised if he's not available next week. So we've given him a couple of days away to get himself right, but he'll come in and start his protocol as far as next Friday is concerned, I'd imagine tomorrow.
The victory though, can you sort of describe, paint a picture just what it does to the camp this week? Has it been markedly different?
Oh look, victory. Instills a bit of belief and a bit of confidence in the group. When you lose 4 on the bounce, it's not great. It's easy, for the heads to drop. Particularly after we had a really good 2 or 3 weeks. The Cass, I've mentioned it before. The Cass game really took a bit out of us. The 1 point loss there at Cass, and thankfully, hopefully, we've turned that around with a decent performance against Salford. I mean, they were a team playing for a top 4 position, so they've had a pretty good year. Salford, limited injuries, so. It was no mean feat for us to go there and beat them. So it's just important that we jump on the back of that little bit of belief and confidence that win's given us, and make sure we come tomorrow night and we're improved again.
Tom Holmes and Ollie Wilson, impressive performances, enough to start again.
Oh yeah. Tom will be there, no doubt about it. He was really good. Thought it was a tough initiation for Tom, coming into a team that was under pressure, a team that had lost 4 in a row, and a team that needed to win. So it was a tough ask of Tom, but we thought he handled it really well. He had a nice kick for Darnell's try, and he had a nice pass for Akuma's try there early in the second half, which were pivotal in our victory. So Tom did a lot. The try score and play he came up with on Chris Ninu in the first half was an amazing tackle. So he did a lot of good things, Tom, that will give him a lot of confidence, and I'd expect him to get better and better.
How much did that pair sort of energised the squad for this night, would you say?
Oh, I think particularly Ollie Wilson and Matty English, when they came on, the 2 young kids, they gave us a real spark. There's no doubt about it. We were going backwards in that first 15-20 minutes. They came on and they ran hard. They showed a lot of intent and enthusiasm with their D, and they certainly, like I said, they wrestled some momentum back in our favour. And thankfully, we were good enough to kick on.
Darnell McIntosh is obviously playing in the centres, but he's a natural fullback. Are you looking at recruiting a fullback? Is that centre spot going to be a permanent thing?
Yeah, look, Darnell. At the start of the year, the plan was to give Darnell first crack at fullback, and we think there's been some games there where he's really shown that he can handle the role. There's been some others where he's struggled a little bit too. So Darnell's only young. We put him in a new position. We knew we weren't going to get 28, 29 games out of him at fullback through the year. And look, it's no secret. He wants to. Probably now looking back, he wants to be a centre more than a fullback. So he did a fantastic job for us last week. He's an athlete, Darnell, and maybe centre is Darnell's best position, but he'll play there in the next couple of weeks anyway. As long as for as long as Louis can do a really good job for us at fullback and get his job done, we'll find a place in the centres on the wing for Darnell. But at the moment, with Leroy still, getting back to 100%, we've got that option of Darnell playing the right centre, and he's done a good job for us last week, and I'm sure he'll do it again tomorrow night.
Leroy, do you think you're going to see him again this season?
Yeah. We'll see Leroy again this season. It's just a week-to-week thing for Leroy. I mean, he played his first game and pulled up a bit sore, and the turnaround was a little bit quick for him. So we just, Leroy would have played if we wanted him to, but he just wasn't right, so we didn't do it to him. And obviously with all the young kids doing well last week, it gives Leroy another opportunity to get another week of training under his belt and get his body right. So Leroy will look to join our main session next Tuesday, and if he gets through that with no dramas, he'll more than likely play next week.
Sam, you've been linked with players that you're going to be at this Sunday, Ryan Hampshire, Tony Jigo. What can you say about that? Is there anything in that?
Well, look, obviously looking ahead, if we do decide that Darnell is going to be a centre for us next year, well then obviously we're going to need to look at our fullback options. I mean, Louis obviously doing a good job there at the moment, but he's a kid still. Whether we can go into 2020 thinking Louis Senior is going to be our fullback for 29 games, that's unrealistic. So if we decide in the next little bit that we're going to shift him back to the centres, well, obviously we're going to need to look at a fullback. And there's a couple of guys there, as you mentioned, Hampshire, Gijo. He's not back on offer from the Catalan, as has Hampshire. So those two guys are available at the moment, and those two guys, will certainly have an interest in if we decide that we do need to go and recruit a fullback.
And any more advancement on Kenny Edwards at this stage as well?
Oh yeah, Kenny's pretty close. There's a few things that have got to be sorted out, but I don't anticipate any issues in that not happening. So as long as he doesn't bring his best footy tomorrow night, we might have to can any offer we've made to him if he does. But look, Kenny's a strike back rower, which is obviously another area we realised we needed to improve for next year with Alex leaving. So Kenny, I've tried to recruit him a couple of times now, and hopefully it's third time lucky.